What's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and it occurred to me I just don't share enough thrash metal on this channel, and that's partially because it's just not really, as far as modern bands go, my favorite genre, but there was an album recently from the band Shrapnel called Palace for the Insane that I feel like deserves a little bit more attention, and so I thought I'd do that today by commenting on the excellent opening track, Might of Cygnus. But before I do that, if you like to stay up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. But that out of the way, let's get into it. Love that opening riff. Yeah, I love old school thrash, obviously, the foundational stuff. Love Slayer, love early Metallica, Exodus, Kreator. But as far as newer bands go, there's not a whole lot out there. I did do that video reaction for Cruel Bomb, which is good stuff, and then Shrapnel's been pretty consistently putting out solid stuff. Kind of a nice mixture too of I get Exodus vibes from the old school, but then also sort of the resurgence with stuff like Power Trip, even a little Iron Reagan. I like that kind of crossover vibe. So it's a pretty big track for them too. Nice production. So it's got that modern sound, but then also a lot of the old school tricks. And especially I don't tend to like this vocal style. I like more aggressive, deathy stuff like Vader. But something about how Shrapnel in particular does it just works for me. And it's one of those things that's hard to put into words. Yeah, if you enjoyed Power Trip's Nightmare Logic, then you're gonna enjoy this as well, I think. Lots of great guitar work too. A lot of amazing solos, pretty flashy at times too. Their last album was pretty good too. Came out in 2017, it was called Raised on Decay. Very infectious. Great for sing-alongs too. I could see once we're back, having live performances again, this will be a real crowd pleaser for sure. They strike me as a band that would probably be even more fun to see live than to just hear on recording. But they've captured a lot of the energy on here, which can be difficult to do. I love those alternating chug chug da-na-na-na, chug chug da-na-na. Kind of their guitar work, I feel mixes, classic thrash tropes with there's some melodic death metal in there. I hear some stuff that I'm used to in metalcore as well. They kind of fuse it all together really nicely. There we go, yeah. Speaking of solos. But even that rhythm guitar in the background has got a great groove to it. Even a little bit southern kind of Pantera flair to it almost. Oh yeah. It gets stuck in your head. This is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. There's also a video for Salty Earth, which I considered as well, but ultimately I kind of like the speed of this one. It's one of the faster, just balls to the wall tracks. Nice little break there too, a little fake out. That'll be the moment I see where they shut off the lights at the concert. Stage lights go out, everyone starts cheering, they think the song's over, and then it starts up again. Those are always great. Now, I had mixed feelings about the singing on this album. On this track, I like it. I think it works well. It's also kind of grown on me a little bit over time, but there's certain songs on the album where it doesn't quite work as well. But here I think it's like perfect. It adds to the track, and it doesn't distract from it. You know what they need to do is get their song, one of their songs on the new Bill and Ted soundtrack. That seems like it would be fitting. Sick. So yeah, that is Shrapnel with Might of Cygnus. And again, that is from the album Palace of the Insane, which I highly recommend. Again, being somebody who's not that big into a lot of modern thrash albums, it's one of the best I've heard this year, and the one that I actually added to my collection and continue to listen to. So definitely go out and check that out. If you were intrigued by this, you can also, again, check out their video for Salty Earth, and I've heard that they have another video soon on the horizon as well. Stick around because there's plenty more videos coming right after this one. In addition to these reactions, I've got full album reviews, album roundups, album tier list, the podcast where I interview all these talented bands, and then in the description you can find links to our social media, the email newsletter, and our Patreon and Subscribestar if you want to make that extra jump to becoming a supporter. But most importantly, like the video, comment, let us know what you think. And again, please do subscribe if you haven't already. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.